Welcome to Segment 6. My name is Michaela Paultier, and I'm one of the research assistants on the MILEAP team. I will be discussing the unit-specific adaptations for the MILEAP curriculum. The first unit that was adapted was Unit 1 Skills. The overall goal of changing Unit 1 Skills, a strong foundation, was to shorten the unit. Teachers reported areas of redundancy and expanded skill development opportunities that could be incorporated within the other units. Thus, we reduced the number of lessons while retaining the core foundations of MMH skill development. We adapted lessons within the skills unit to include explicitly more information on adverse childhood experiences, otherwise known as ACEs, incorporate alternatives to class projects for different learning styles, and to increase student engagement with the material. The activity alternatives we incorporated also helped in increasing awareness of health behaviors and influences on them. Some specific lessons within Unit 1 were Lessons 4 through 7. The MMH curriculum focused heavily on teaching students how to set goals and make decisions. Clear definitions of those two skills, in addition to having students identify these skills and make presentations on best ways to do these, were included. The lessons in MILEAP are focused on increasing students' communication skills by helping explain various forms of communication and how to work with others via collaboration and negotiation, not just being able to make decisions and set goals. In the MILEAP curriculum, these lessons were adapted to replace examples with ones that are focused on self-care and stress management, and to teach that communication is key. Students exposed to trauma may be accustomed to conflict, but not always constructive ways to resolve it. This adaptation gives students an opportunity to articulate their wants and needs in a safe space. The next unit that was adapted was Unit 2, Social and Emotional Health. Changes to Unit 2 were made to increase resources relevant to teenagers today. We included expanded options for activities and tools related to stress management and self-care throughout the unit. This included addressing how students can recognize and care for others in urgent situations, how to set boundaries, and how to recognize healthy behaviors in relationships. Some specific examples from Unit 2 include Lesson 4, which in the MMH curriculum used old videos to showcase different people with depression. Students were then given worksheets that asked them to identify different signs and attitudes exhibited by the depressed individuals from the video. In MILEAP, Lesson 4 intended to garner the same information for depression and the resources available for those who may be going through depression, guided by an Asking for Help packet. Changes were made to include videos of current popular sports and entertainment figures discussing their experiences with depression. Another example is from Lesson 7, where characteristics of healthy behaviors in relationships were identified, as well as the responsibilities in a relationship, emphasizing that it's not a person's job to fix anyone. This lesson also taught students how to set boundaries. These changes made the material more relatable to students and provided models for them to follow within their own relationships. Changes to Unit 5, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Other Drugs, were made to help identify teens' use of drugs and reasons behind their usage, including as a coping mechanism. Evaluations of different types of drugs, negative impacts on stress, coping, and overall well-being were completed. Discussions about the stereotypes around drug use and stigmatizing language such as addict versus referring to a person with a substance abuse problem as having an illness were prompted by activities with the students. We also included additional scaffolding and guidance for the students' project in this unit to increase their engagement and its impact on their skill development. Examples from Unit 5 include Lessons 1 through 2, which intend to discuss the consequences of drug use, clarify different types of drug use, discuss resources in the community and on the internet about drug use, and analyze the various impacts that drug use has on aspects of our lives, such as the social, emotional, and financial areas of one's life. We also provide an opportunity to explore community resources related to treatment for drug use dependence, which provides students to have access to locate resources on their own. Drug use can be a difficult topic among teens exposed to trauma, especially if they or someone they know has struggled with drug dependence. There is also a notable amount of misinformation that is accessible to teens, so we added specific reliable resources related to their ATOD unit project. In summary, as part of the MILEAP project, we adapted MMH to include several trauma-informed approaches throughout the skills, SEL, and ATOD units. These changes included changing language, adapting activities, updating videos, and providing additional options and resources. But we did this in a way that permitted us to retain the core components of MMH that make it effective in improving youth well-being.